All right, so the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and open up our site inside of Visual Studio Code. So I'm just going to open this up. Okay, didn't mean to go that far. Okay, and then I'm just going to right click and open with, oops, you probably can't see it. Right click, open with Visual Studio Code. And then it's going to pop up in Visual Studio Code in the other window. All right. And let me just make this a better size. Okay. So it's Visual Studio Code. I'm just going to go ahead. I don't know how to turn this on by default. Leave that. So just toggle word wrap so it all fits. Okay. So right now what we have our all of our style into a single in our head, right? Inside the style tag, which is really great. However, Control minus, just so I can see a little bit better, which is really great. And this actually works best for single pages, which is actually what we have. But typically for a website, you want to have one style sheet that formats all the other pages. That way, the user downloads the style sheet once, and then that applies to every subsequent web page that they're on, and they don't have to download it each time. If this is in the head, I have to download this along with the rest of the web page every time. Also, if I want to change the look of it, like let's say, oh, you know what, they want the background color to be different, I'd have to go to every single web page. If it's an external sheet, I would change it on the external sheet and it would populate to all of the other web pages. Okay, so basically I want to get all of this into a new document, right? Just my CSS rules. And this is actually really easy. So we're just going to do File, New File. Okay, it's going to do New File here. That's great. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go from Body to the end of this, right? So just click on one, hold Shift, click on here. Control X to cut. Okay. Control V to paste. Okay. And then I'm going to do Control A. And then I'm going to do Shift Tab. And that will tab it back just so it's not all the way over. So now it looks a little bit more correct. Now you're going to notice that it looks a little bit weird. And that's because it's just a blank document. It's not formatted. So we're just going to go ahead and just save this. So we're going to do File, Save As. And we're going to save this into our CSS folder, right? So, right, you can't see it right now, but this is where index is, okay? So we're going to save it right in our CSS folder, and we're just going to call it style.css. And you're going to see it's going to format everything now because now it knows it's a CSS document. And just so you get the idea, right? This is what we're working on. If I click on here, you'll now see that we have this style sheet. That's what we just saved, okay? So there's that. That's great. Now, the problem is, though, is that this style sheet is not affecting what's in here. All we did was take it out. So I'm going to remove these style tags. I don't need those. And now we're going to link it to our style sheet. So we just put in a special tag, and it's a link. And then href, horizontal reference. And we're going to reference it to CSS. That's the folder it was in. And then style.css. Okay. Then we're going to tell it the type of document that we are, or the relationship that it has to this. And that's going to be style sheet. Okay. Did I spell that right? Style sheet. I think that's right. And then we're going to say the type of document is, and it's going to be a text/CSS sheet. Like that. And I think that was it. Yeah. Okay. And that should be good. Okay, so then just save that. And then we're just going to double check to make sure that it is indeed working. Just going to double click on it. And, oops. Voila, you can see that it is indeed working as we would have liked. See, and it looks exactly the same, which is what we're looking for, but now it's using an external CSS sheet as opposed to internal like it was before. So now it's actually just linked to this sheet. And if we need to make any changes, we just change them here as far as the style is concerned. But this is great because if I had subsequent pages, they're all just going to link to this style sheet, and I change it here, and it changes it for everything.